Today bought another package, but give you a little update on the car. So I already had the video of wrapping the roof. I went ahead, got the hood wrap, and last night I wrapped the center of this. On the splitter rods, I put nylock nuts on the back, so those are nice and tight. I got a couple little spots I gotta fix. Right here I got a couple of wrinkles that's been sitting out in the sun all day. And I got a bubble under here I gotta pop and get to lay down. But I'm gonna pull the car in the garage real quick. Oh, another update. Ended up getting different tips on here. And there's resonators now. Gives it a deeper tone, but I like it. So let's get the car in there now. So we got the car in the garage now. I ended up buying an underglow kit off Amazon. It was $70. So you can either hardwire it into the car or to the battery, or you can use a cigarette lighter adapter. It's got an on and off switch. It's got this 3M tape that holds it on. And then it's got these like horseshoe clamps that screw on underneath the car. But this is actually like a solid clear plastic or rubber. It seems pretty flexible. There's actually 6 pieces. There's 2 pieces, one for each side. And then on the front, there's a short one that goes halfway across, and then one that goes halfway across on the other side. But I'm gonna get some power to hook this up, make sure everything works before I start installing it on the car. Hate to get it all installed and find out it doesn't work. Stay tuned. Okay, so I switched over to the GoPro so I can record now. But there's no controller, it's all Bluetooth. It's just got this little box here. So it says to set up, download LED Hue, Google Play or App Store. I use Android, so. While that's loading, I'm just gonna let's push this out. I'm gonna use the cigarette lighter adapter just because that's the easiest way. And I'm just gonna twist these together. That way I can. Obviously red's red, black's black. Pretty self-explanatory. I plan on wiring this right to the battery, so I'm just doing this so that way I can test it and make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to before I go through all the trouble to put it in the car. I almost have enough wire where I can just leave this up here on the bench, which would be ideal. Plug this into the car real quick. Okay, so those are pretty bright. We're going to go back on. Okay, I guess we're gonna wait a little bit. It's only at 38%, so I'm just gonna shut this. Okay, so it's finally downloaded. Okay, so I ended up laying them all out the way they're supposed to be on the floor, which is kind of cool. It's gonna look pretty sweet underneath the car. I just got to figure out where I'm going to lay the wiring out. But pretty cool kit. I've never had anything like this. I've had different kits, but I've never actually had one that I do the chasing and all these other cool things. So it's looking like this kit doesn't have an on or off switch. I guess that's why it's got the cigarette lighter or adapter thing. It also says in the instructions, hook it up to the fuse that says fog lights, which there's a fuse box up here. I'm guessing it's a fuse box in the trunk. There's that one right there. So what my plan is I'm going to use the cigarette lighter. It's kind of hard to tell. That right there is a plastic cover. I'm going to drill a hole in that to run the wire outside and silicone it. And I'm going to hide the wires underneath the carpet. Underneath the carpet, around the seat, underneath the trim, and then underneath the driver's seat, I'm going to go across. There's this carpet right here that overlaps. I'm going to tuck it under that, and come up the side of the center console, and then I'm going to drill a hole inside the center console so I can get to this cigarette lighter, because this one is always on. There's this one right here that's only on with the key, and there's one behind the center console for the back seat that's only on for the key. So that's pretty much my only option, because I don't know where else you can really run the wires and hide them. I don't want wires just hanging out. So I'm going to try to drill. There's actually a cover that covers up most of this, so that way you can't see these screws down here, which mine's covered in garbage pretty much. So actually I'm going to set the phone down so I can hold the drill with both hands. Okay, so I got the hole drilled. I got the wire in there. Now I just gotta fish it through the side, but the seat's in the way. Damn power. Okay. I'll go through the back and see if I'm sorry about all the light, or lack of light. See, I can feel the wire, but I think it's actually one on one side. There's actually a wiring harness or something in here. But I think part of it's on one side, part of it's on the other. Okay, so I got the plug in here. That's to turn it on and off. It's all tucked down underneath. Comes out under here. It's like the only piece of the wire you can see. It's under the seat. It's tucked up underneath the carpet right here. It goes up underneath all the trim. Underneath all this trim, you see a little piece right there, which now you don't. Kinda, I guess. But pull the seat back. Wires right there, goes underneath the cargo cover. It comes through that plastic cover to underneath. Right there's the module. It's just zip tied on there. I got the wires tucked out of the way for now. I'm out of daylight, so this will be a tomorrow project. Okay, so little update. We got the front bars down here mounted on both sides. Got the wire is all tucked up. And all tucked up and stuff for the driver front tire. There's this lip right here. It's behind the side skirt. I like that better because when you stand back, you can't actually see it from the outside of the car. Back here, I pulled out these push pins, tucked the wire up over top of it, pushed them back in. Up here, drilled a small hole, zip tied, pushed up there, zip tied, and then I still got to connect it back here. But I'm going to put the back tire on now, and all I have is this that I got to do on this side, and then we'll go over to the other side. Okay, so driver's side's all done now. Still got to do all the passenger side. So behind the wheel, or back here, I got wires tucked up underneath that little plastic piece. There's my Bluetooth module. Goes up over the exhaust. And then up there I drilled a hole so I could put a zip tie. If you stand back, you can't actually see the lights, and I like that. A lot of people will put their underglow kits on right on the rocker panel, and then you see the actual LEDs, and to me, it looks sloppy, but I like the way this turned out. I kind of wish the front bars were a little bit wider, so I didn't have that dim spot in the middle, but other than that, so we'll come over here, we'll get this side jacked up. I think I'm going to pull both wheels off because it's a heck of a lot easier tucking around the suspension. So let me get to it and then I'll come back. So for the passenger side, wire comes right here, comes up, zip tie, zip tie, zip tie, zip tie, zip tie, comes back behind here, behind that pin, comes down here. I got to wipe off that sill up here, and then peel off the 3M tape, put that on, and then go to the back wheel. got the LED underglow kit all installed, so it's dark enough out here to show you what it looks like. So remember, I put the switch in the center console, so turn the switch on and it turns on to whatever the last color or pattern was that you used. So it's kind of cool. We got our phone. Go to the app. It says unconnected right there at the top. You got your different patterns. You get your speed. I think it turned out pretty good. So, I like the kit so far. I just wish there was a way Bluetooth would turn it on and off. But for now, I'm okay with it. It's not going to get used enough to really matter. But if you made it this far, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video.